Hey, what's up? May I ask you where you store your photos, videos or other files? Probably on your computer's internal storage or even in cloud storage. But what if you travel a lot and need to have your files with you? Cloud storage is probably the best option, but it is quite expensive and requires an internet connection. In my opinion, a portable SSD is even better than the cloud, because you have your files on a physical drive rather than somewhere on remote servers. So a portable SSD is more secure, cheaper and faster than cloud storage. We have already tested several portable SSDs on our channel Tech Brothers, but in this video I want to tell you about the SSD Enclosure from a TerraMaster company. This is a brand new D1 model with a data transfer rate of 10 gigabits per second. In fact, there have been D1 Plus and D1 Pro models available for quite some time with 40 and 80 gigabits per second of data transfer, but D1 model is the latest one. Although it has the lowest speed of 10 gigabits per second, it is also the most affordable, only $39. The main feature of this SSD enclosure is its rugged design, which is resistant to water, dust, and physical damage. It seems to be designed for people who lead active lifestyles. The TerraMaster D1 SSD enclosure doesn't have a built-in fan, so it is silent, but it features an all-metal passive cooling design for efficient heat dissipation. Let's see how to install an SSD in this enclosure and then test its speed and temperature. But first, let's unbox it. So we see on the box that the SSD enclosure is submerged in water. This means it is water resistant. And there are also main features of this SSD enclosure on the front of the box, such as IP68 triple protection, 10 gigabits per second USB-C, 1020 megabits per second speed, SSD 2280 M.2 NVMe, and 100% passive cooling. When we open the box, the first thing we find is the envelope with a user manual, backup software, and a warranty card. This package contains a screwdriver and a USB-C cable. You know, this cable is not very long, but it is a brand name product and very high quality. Finally, there is a protective case with the SSD enclosure in the box. So even though this is a budget SSD enclosure, it comes with a protective case, a screwdriver and a good data cable. That's very good. As for the design of the TerraMaster D1 SSD enclosure, it has an industrial look because of its water, dust and shock protection. For example, I have another SSD enclosure and it has a sleeker design, but it doesn't offer any protection. The TerraMaster D1 is made of aerospace-grade aluminum. I will not be testing its durability, but it looks and feels very sturdy in my hand. There are two rubber feet on the bottom that prevents the SSD enclosure from sliding across the table. The USB Type-C port is located on the side. By the way, there is a rubber plug here, and you will need to keep it closed to prevent water and dust from getting inside. I guess I would like the enclosure to have an LED indicator, but it doesn't. As for the dimensions and weight of the TerraMaster D1, they are 114 by 45 by 20 mm and 150 grams. So it is not the most portable SSD enclosure, but it is very sturdy and high quality. Now let's see what's inside it and how to install an SSD. By removing one screw on the side of the enclosure, we can open it. Pay attention to this rubber seal, which fits snugly when closed and prevents water from getting inside. As you can see, this enclosure is designed for NVMe M.2 2280 SSD. I have one, so let's install it. First, we need to remove this screw, install the SSD and tighten the screw again. By the way, there's a thermal pad on the other part of the enclosure. Do not forget to peel off the protective film from it. Once the SSD is installed, we can put the enclosure back together. That's it. Now let's connect it to the computer and check its speed. The company promises a data transfer speed of 10 gigabits per second for this SSD enclosure. Let's check it out. By the way, I also want to open the Crystal Disk Info program to check the temperature of the portable SSD. Right now, it is only 19 degrees. Now we are running a speed test. So the reading speed is 992 megabits per second, and the writing speed is 969 megabits per second. It is really 10 gigabits per second, just as the company claims. As for the temperature, it only rose by a few degrees, to around 22 degrees Celsius. You can see that the SSD built into my computer has a temperature twice as high, around 40 degrees. I also copied files from my computer to the portable SSD. And the average speed was around 600 megabits per second, while the temperature did not exceed 24 degrees. So the TerraMaster D1 SSD Enclosure delivers a data transfer rate of 10 gigabits per second, as well as effective cooling thanks to its design, all-metal body and thermal pad. In addition, this enclosure can be used outdoors because it is protected against water, dust, and shock. For just $39, it is a good SSD enclosure. By the way, if you need more than 10 gigabits per second, you can choose the D1 Plus and D1 Pro versions with 40 and 80 gigabits per second transfer rates. Thank you for watching this video. See you soon!